This is the Incline Machine Chest Press, a great way to target the overall chest and also the clavicular portion, also known as the upper chest. First up, you want to set up that seat in a spot to where those hands are about nipple level. That way, as soon as you are pressing forward, those hands and those arms are going up. For those hands, place them at a width to where at the bottom of the movement, those elbows are bent at just slightly greater than 90 degrees. And that hand is just slightly wider than that elbow. Also, you're going to ideally want to use a machine where those handles are angled slightly upwards about a 30 degrees, as you can see right here. Those handles at a slight angle is going to help you keep that elbow tucked in as you are going down and also put less strain on the shoulder. Make sure that those heels are behind those knees. That way you can get a good arch on the back and also good stability as you are doing the movement. Make sure on liftoff and also during that eccentric, you are tucking those elbows down forward. That way that you are stacking the elbow and the wrist in the same plane. If you don't tuck those elbows in as you're going down during that eccentric, you're going to be placing a lot more strain on the shoulder and could lead to injury. Like I mentioned before, make sure you have a good arch in the back. So as you are going down, imagine like you are squeezing those shoulder blades towards each other and lifting that chest slightly up. To improve mind muscle connection and also get a stronger press, on that way down, imagine like you are separating those elbows away from each other as you lift that chest up. As you're going up, imagine like you're trying to push those hands and elbows towards each other to increase mind muscle connection and also minimize use of the triceps. Also, make sure you are nice in the center of the bench. As you reach failure, you're going to be favoring one arm more than the other, so make sure you're keeping those abs tight to make sure you don't lean to one side more than the other. Avoid lifting that butt off the seat, so instead of pushing those feet down into the ground, imagine like you're pushing those feet down and slightly forward, almost like you're doing a leg extension, to make sure you stay nice and tight into the bench. As far as machine selection for this exercise, there are different brands and different models. Good ones are, for example, Hammer Strength. This one, I believe, is a Life Fitness one. The Hammer Strength is my favorite because it has handles that are slightly not as thick, making it easier to get a good pressing motion. And also, ideally use one where those handles are angled slightly upwards at a 20 to 30 degrees. I am using a plate-loaded machine for this exercise, but you could also use a pin-loaded machine where you have that weight stack and select the weight with the pin. Also right here, I'm using a machine where I'm seated upright, but there's also ones where you're leaning slightly backwards, and you can use that one as well. The most important thing is to where you're pushing where the nipple line is as you press upwards, getting closer to where the shoulders are. At the top, make sure you're not locking out too hard and pushing those elbows towards the center. That likely will put strain on the joints and also cause your shoulders to shrug up and can lead to shoulder injury, which is what we don't want. As always, make sure you take that eccentric nice and slow. That way you're able to keep those elbows tucked in towards your body and get a good stretch and mind muscle connection on the pecs. Let's grow that chest, and you know what to do. Like and subscribe, please.